Hello and welcome to another edition of The Conversation right here on News Central TV. I am Rita Omodia. On this program, we get to discuss political stories around the African continent, and today, 11th of July, marks the Africa Anti-Corruption Day all over Africa by the African Union, a day to commemorate the needs to fight corruption in all parts of Africa. And today's theme will be the strategies for transparent management of COVID-19 funds all over Africa. Now, on today's edition of The Conversation, we will be taking a look at Nigeria and Rwanda, where Nigeria's APC Muslim ticket, that is, currently instigating controversies. And also in East Africa, the President Kagame has hinted at seeking a fourth term as Rwandan president. So right now we'll begin with situations in Nigeria. Now, Nigeria's All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate for the 2023 election, Bola Tinubu, has finally settled for Senator Kashim Shettima as his running mate. Addressing journalists on Sunday in Katsina State on Sunday, Tinubu said he has settled for Senator Shettima as his running mate. Shettima, the representative of Borno Central Senatorial District in the Red Chamber, was a two-term governor of Borno State. Meanwhile, Ibrahim Masari announced his resignation as running mate of the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu in the forthcoming 2023 election. Masari's name was earlier submitted to the Independent and National Electoral Commission INEC as placeholder while the party combed for a potential candidate. Loyalty, competence, electoral value, religious balance are some of the issues emanating from Tinubu's choice of running mate. And joining us live on The Conversation to discuss this, we have Dr. Kashim, is a Nigerian journalist and a public affairs analyst. We also have Dr. Ojo, is a political and public affairs analyst. Gentlemen, welcome to The Conversation.
It's good to be here.
Evening. So I'll start with you, Doctor. Now, the man of the running mate, Kashim Shettima, has been making the news in Nigeria, and he's known to be currently representing Borno Central Senatorial District in the Red Chamber. What more can you tell us about Kashim Shettima?
Okay, as far as we know, Shettima has been somebody that has been across Nigeria. He's worked in Lagos, and there's this thing in Nigeria, if you have not worked in Lagos, perhaps you have not worked anywhere. So, and that has given him an understanding of how the Nigerian system works, because we believe that Lagos is not just a southwestern state, it's actually the port to cook professionals. So we believe that this has also exposed him to the reality of the understanding of how the other people outside of these ethnic groups actually behave. That has also given him the privilege to have interacted with more people within the community. So these are some of the things that we do know about him. And for a fact, I can tell you that to a very certain degree, that he understands the workings, the behaviors, and the thinking pattern of an average Nigerian, even before he ventured into politics. So these are some of the things that I think are important for the conversation today.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. Now, I'll go to Dr. Kashim. Now, as a two-time governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, according to Tinubu, is termed as a very competent man. Now, in your opinion, what developmental strides did he achieve under his tenure?
Well, just also give a vibe to the credentials, the cosmopolitan nature of Senator Kashim Shettima. He has been a consummate banker. He has also been, he has worked as a national legislator, and he has also worked as a chief executive, running a state for 2 terms, and has been a commissioner. So you can see he has the background of both the public and the private sector, at his fingertips. And that is essentially what we need. Because for whoever is going to fix Nigeria, whoever is going to help to assist the future, the team must come together. The team must be well needed. They must understand the nature of Nigeria, the complexity of Nigeria, and the dynamism of the people. And that is thing Kashim Shettima will bring to the fore the because of his experience, as a parliamentarian, his experience as a executive of the state, and also his experience as a banker in the private sector. So, and he's also been a teacher. So he's also an academic. So it combines all these, very, very important factors, including human factors that can assist you to do what good, do what a good human resource, and in which means you can turn the table around effectively. In Borno State, when he was the governor, you can see that he had some developmental strides that he embarked upon when he was governor of Borno State. At the time when, everybody feels that, the Boko Haram is ravaging, that is much trouble for them in Borno State. The man was able to rise to the challenge of tackling the problem of insurgency at that time. It has not first started up to this time, but it's on record that he did not only, give support to the military to fight the Boko Haram at that time. He also assisted the victims of Boko Haram. And this was testified to by the camp chairman in Borno State. And for the first time, he's a liberal man. He also brings quite a lot of people, especially Christians in Borno, people in the Borno South, into the governance of Borno State for the first time. He appointed permanent secretaries among Borno individuals who are from southern Borno. He also ensured that, he also gives them key positions in his government. And especially, he also assisted the victims of Boko Haram as attested by the camp chairman, as I said. He was the first governor in the state that had to rebuild some of the churches that were damaged. He was also the first governor to also give direct support to the victims by providing financial assistance to them, as was reported by the camp chairman in Borno State. I said, this is the kind of person you need today, who is quite liberal, who can look at issues from different perspectives and be able to see how we can have a good result. That is for him. And he's also...
All right. Okay. Dr. Kashim, just hold on that thought while I bring in Dotun, because you're looking at the electoral value right now that Shettima brings in for Tinubu, and that's where my next question is going to. And I want to bring Dotun into this now. Now, in the calculus of 2023, to you, what added advantage or electoral value does Shettima bring as Tinubu's running mate?
I think before we talk about electoral value, I think it's very important to actually x-ray the mindset of an average politician. Before somebody will pick somebody as a running mate, you should know for a fact that the candidate will have done a lot of extensive studies, and he will not bring somebody who, at the end of the day, may be a liability on his candidature. But having said that, it's also very important that no politician in Nigeria today seems to understand in perfection what the thinking pattern of an average electorate is. That's why most often than not, what they do is to just guess as to, this direction will favor me or not at the end of the day. It's just a guesswork. Now, every good northern politician will, of course, bring value to a presidency that is from the south. But having said that, if we're looking at the direction of the northeast, then you're also thinking about the fact that, okay, maybe for the first time they will have representation at that level since our democracy returned in 1999. And in a community where you cannot totally take away the issue of ethnicity and religion, then you can say of a fact that being from the northeast, we actually mean that maybe a lot of people from that zone will vote for him. That's a lot. And if you do the calculation of what vote comes from what state, with the current reality of what we have, except, and when I mean current reality, I am not factoring the political cost, I'm factoring those who just register. I'm talking about the reality of what we in 1999. If you look at it, you discover that a reasonable number of votes actually will come from that zone. So if you look at it from that angle, then you will agree with me that of the fact that he has brought a lot of electoral. Somebody who understands in clear terms the workings of the politics of the North. Because the Southerners, most of them do not actually understand the workings of the politics of the North. And if you see a Shettima, you will know that this is a person who clearly understands for you to have been a two-term governor and coming from the background of a total politician. You are coming from a background of, let me use the word technocrat, who has been in both civil and public service, and you came to dominate politics of state to an extent that you're ringing bell at national political level. Then it shows of the fact that is somebody that has brought a lot of electoral value. That is not erasing the fact that he also brought a lot of liability to the race.
Okay, I'll get back to you on the issue of liability, but still looking at the electoral values and, of course, controversy with this running mate, because a lot of people were waiting for Tinubu to actually put the name of the running mate in place. Now, the opposition candidate, Atiku Abubakar, in a statement, urged Nigerians to shun exclusionist politics. Now, in unifying the country, what role does religion play, especially as 2023 elections are around the corner? Dr. Kashim.
I think the statement by the vice president is just one of those diversionary tactics that politicians will always bring into the game. He has also disrupted the alignment between the North and the South from his own party by being the presidential candidate of the PDP. So that's not an issue at all. But what Kashim is bringing to the state, it's about numbers. No, democracy is about numbers. Politicians talk about numbers. They don't talk about other, other.
So you feel religion will not be an issue?
No. Look. At the end of the day, you will see how it's going to pan out. When you look at the people from the northwest, from the northeast of Nigeria, and the north central, that is exactly where you're going to have the bulk of the vote. If you take Lagos, Lagos in the southwest, about 5 million votes. Where they are going to have the chunk of the vote is from the northeast, northwest, and north central of Nigeria. So, in terms of calculating the numbers, it took Tinubu and his team for quite almost a month to look at these figures and judge it and see what is going to happen. What they are going to have, Atiku is coming from the northeast, right? So the vote from that end will be shared. But the vote from northwest will come Timbo, and the vote from the central will come Timbo. And in the southern part of Nigeria, they can also jump to the. Don't forget, to become a president in Nigeria, you need 25% of vote cast in at least 24 states. So if you take 19 other states, and you're able to postpone at least an average of about 50% of the vote cast in 19 other states. In the southern states, all you need is to keep 24% for 25% of your vote. So I want to drive. Don't forget, there is always a 10 million bankable vote for Buhari. Either you like it or not, because followers should be still there. You must understand it. And because Shettima has also been in this game for quite a while, you understand the dynamics. So the guy won the central election by almost half a million votes. He won his governorship election over 1 million votes. Right. And now is the presidential election. And for the first time again, the presidential slot is coming to the northeast of Nigeria. It's extremely important. These are the calculations politicians look into. They don't look at the issue of religion.
Okay. Now, aside religion, Dr. Kashim, please hold on. I want to bring in Dr. Now, aside religion, now, Tinubu, when he was declaring his running mate, Dr., he alluded to the fact that the spirit of the 1993 presidential election is upon us again in 2023. Now, I'm sure he was referring to the Muslim ticket. But besides that, what are some of the major similarities if you look at the 1993 elections and what we are foreseeing in the 2023 elections?
Okay, I think a lot of analysts are making the mistake to actually compare 1993 election to what we will have in 2023.
I don't know if it's journalists or what Tinubu actually alluded to.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, a lot of analysts have come out to say that if you read the pages of newspapers, you will have seen that a lot of analysts have also said that, oh, what we have in 2023 will actually be similar to what we had in 1993. And of a fact, these are analysts who have never tested the political waters. They don't know the reality of the mindset of the Nigerian people as at the moment. And they have also not taken their time to ask the question as to why the 1993 election went the direction it went. It's very clear. In 1993, there's a united, what I call united belief that it's about time that power returns to democracy, that democracy returns to Nigeria. This call was united. It was not a southern call. It was not a northern call. It was a Nigerian call of the Nigerian people. That's number one. And they were desperate. The people were desperate to have the military or their representative leave power. This is number one. Number two, 1993, this nation was not as divided as it is today. The people still believe that we had a united Nigeria. As we speak this evening now, this nation has never been this divided. 1993, Nigeria was nowhere near the list of World Terrorism Index. There was nothing like terrorism. In fact, let me quickly tell you this story. 1993, my father will always chase me. News is a global news that will always talk about terrorism. And because terrorism was very strange to us as a people, so my father will always chase me away from the radio. It was alien to us. We never had it. Nobody was angry. But as we have it today, everybody in the community was angry. Let me ask you, 1993, compare the naira to $1. The naira was the naira was not close to $20 to a naira in 1993. The economy, as bad as people were talking about it then, was stable in 1993. All we needed to do was to actually bail ourselves out from the hand of the military. And there was a united force of the people of Nigeria at that point in time. So these people came out to vote. They weren't looking at religion, because religion has never divided us the way it has today. And I jokingly tell my friend, and it's a serious matter, that in the pursuit of God, Nigerians found religion, but in the exercise of their religion, they miss God. That is where we are at the moment, except if anybody wants to lie to them or people collect money from them and say, oh, there's no issue. Now Nigerians have been solely divided. So if you come up with an idea of, oh, a Muslim ticket or a Christian ticket, at my level, because I understand this game, I've run for election, I've consulted for governors, I understand that at the end of the day, you may manage to win election, but you will further have divided the Nigerian state. Let's look at what happened in my state.
So what are Nigerians looking for at the moment, Dr.? What are Nigerians looking for at the moment?
They are looking for interest. They just want a government that will be able to protect their interests. And the Christian community, as we have it, either I'm a Christian, and there are a lot of people that are Christian that will still vote for APC. But when you look at the mindset of the Nigerian, or of the majority of the Christian community, at the moment, you discover that what they are looking for is interest. They felt that this present government has not protected their interests enough. How will you paint a situation where there was a killing in a church in Owo, in Ondo State? And before the second or the third day, the federal government came out.
All right, Doctor, let me cut you there, because you're mentioning the interest of the people is what Nigerians want. And when we're looking at this, we're looking at the ruling All Progressives Congress, which is the ruling party and the party that Tinubu is in. I would like to bring in Dr. Kashim now, because you mentioned the situation of the 1993 and 2023 positions. Now, Dr. Kashim, when comparing the religious climate of 1993 to 2023, futuristically, and Islamist insurgent fighters on the horizon, do you actually believe your religious sentiment can be ignored in the 2023 elections?
Well, quite frankly, you might not want to wish this religion away, actually, but it's not going to play the dominant force in who decided to become the president of Nigeria. At this time around, people are interested in who will fix the country. Whoever can fix the country, either a Muslim or a Christian, it will keep the video. That is exactly what I'm going to have. You see, we have the identical policies in which the media have committed for quite a long is really not going to help us in this coming election. I can assure you of that. what is important today is who will deliver. As you look at the presidential candidates, tell me any one of them you think can really deliver. That's because people are going to ask themselves at the end of the day. Well, different groups can one way or the other sway some people. But the reality of the game is that whoever you believe will give us the best. That is exactly who we are going to vote for. And it might not, it's not like it might not have a winner in the first ballot. You might move towards the second ballot, from the way I'm looking at it. But what is important again, you are going to know. People look at the pedigree of the presidential candidate. People look at the pedigree of the presidential candidate. Religion, of course, will play a side minute role. And as we are bringing religion into the country, the question people will ask me that if you are traveling, did you ask the pilot, if you are flying, did you ask the pilot, are you a Muslim Christian? When you want to fly. What's important is, will the pilot take to a destination? That will eventually play out in this current election. Terrorism is a global issue. Economic inflation and all this situation is also a global issue. But the way each country tackles some of these problems differs from one country to the other. Every country today is going through a very turbulent time. You must understand this. But the ability to rise above water, to bring innovation, and to guide people along, it was expected. And this is exactly what we should be asking these candidates. How can they assuage all our feelings? How can they stop the problem? How do they want to stop it? Who are, don't forget, it's not a matter of one person or two persons. It's about a team. Who can bring a resourceful team to start this economic move? Who can bring a credible team that can deliver the good and the betterment for the rest of the society? That's what is important as of today. So, okay. You will see, at least can vote based on their own interest, perceived interest.
All right. Okay. Okay, Dr. Kashim, thank you so much. Let's move away a bit from religion, because you mentioned the interests of the people as someone who Nigerians feel will bring peace to the country. Now, Dotun, if you're looking at the game of politics prior to this choosing of Kashim Shettima as Tinubu's running mate, if you look at the camp of the All Progressive Congress, there were speculations of the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, a Muslim, or his Plateau counterpart Simon Lalong, a Christian, being picked as Tinubu's running mate. Now, in your own view as an analyst, what were some of the factors you think were reconsidered that made Kashim Shettima come on top instead of Simon Lalong or Babagana Zulum?
Okay, and I think that's actually what we open with. Is about when you are making some of these decisions, you have to be very careful about zone. And when I mean zone, you also need to ask the question as to what are these people bringing on board? And secondly, how powerful is the person you are actually nominating or considering within the context of that zone? Lalong is from North Central. Will he be able to rally the entire community for Tinubu, for example, along that zone? I don't know. These are the questions that you ask. But for Zulum, you understand with him also, because immediately his name popped up, I'd said that this man will not want to abandon the good work he's doing now at the moment in the state. I think it's more needed at the state level than at the presidency at this moment, because there's some kind of faith that his people have in him within that zone. So if you want to deplete this faith in the name of going up higher, that may be some kind of ambitious this thing that will not at the end of the day benefit your people, because you cannot tell from our experience since 2002, you cannot tell how the vice presidency will be, because since 2002 they've been back and forth. Even Jonathan, what was it called, Yar'Adua presidency. If you've read the answers that things that happened with the presidency at that point in time, you discover that even at a point, Yar'Adua and Jonathan didn't have it so well. You remember what happened between Obasanjo and the current the presidential candidate of PDP. So I think for Zulum, he would not have left that kind of job he's doing now, the hope of the people he has raised, and want to be pursuing to be the vice president. So I know that he will actually turn it down, even if he was given that opportunity. So regional, how influential you are within your region, I think these are some of the issues. And in fairness, you will agree with me that Lalong is not as influential in the North Central zone. That's my opinion, though, but in politics, it's a reality that's not to every player.
Okay, I'll stay with you, Dotun. Still in the camp of the APC, there are further speculations that the presidential candidate has hinted on wanting Oshomole to lead his campaign. Now, judging from antecedents, do you think he would be fit for this position?
Of course, the highest position anybody can get to within a political party is to have been the national chairman of that party. I have been a state chairman, and I know that it comes with a lot of work, a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of contact. So for somebody to have risen to the point of becoming the national chairman of the party, that means that person is not a small person. It's not somebody that you can actually push aside. But again, I think there will be a lot of strategic considerations that will still come into play, because for you to pick the director general or the leader of your campaign group, you have to also be very careful. It's as important as choosing your vice presidential candidate. You also need to look at the zone that the person is coming from. For example, if you are giving the South, that kind of opportunity because you want to rally votes within that community, you also need to be strategic to ask yourself the basic question: how many votes naturally come from the South before you decide to say this is the person? Because it's as good as choosing your running mate. So these are some of the things. The presidential candidate is from the South. The VP candidate is from the North. Will the director general also be from the South? These are some of the questions. This one that we are talking, they can consider the North Central, for example, and bring some powerful politician there to lead the team. So, in terms of capacity, you will see that when Oshomole talks, he has the capacity to motivate people to take action. So, in terms of capacity, he has the qualification. When you want to talk about experience, he's been everything. He's been labor leader. He has traveled around the community. I mean, Nigeria. Yeah. He's been everywhere. His voice is easily recognizable within the labor movement and within politics. He's been 2 times governor. So okay. He is a powerful being body.
Okay, let me see if Dr. Kashim also shares in this your thought before we go, because time is not on our side. Dr. Kashim, do you also share in this thought that Oshomole is fit for this position as DG of the campaign team for Tinubu's presidential campaign?
Absolutely. In politics, you are looking for 2 things: the capacity to deliver, and you need somebody who can also arouse the interest of the people. And you need someone who can speak eloquently, that can persuade people. And that's exactly what Oshomole will bring onto the table.
But you know, Dr. Kashim, there were issues with Oshomole in the camp of the All Progressives Congress. Don't you think that would be a restraining factor for him?
No. All those ones are far. They're gone. It's about interest. The interest of those groups then was to ensure that Oshomole does not become the chairman of the party. They have achieved their aim. But now, the preference is for the party to win the election. And so every effort will be gathered to ensure that they come back, into the party and into the place. Don't forget, no politician is also willing to lose an election. So he will give it his all. And that's essentially what the ruling party will do this time around. You see, there are some political theories, obviously, that might not even work in this 2023 election. What will work? The way I'm looking at this thing has to do with the dynamism, the innovation you are bringing to it, and how well you can be able to move the people, and how well you can talk to the people in terms of how their interests will be played. And so that's why you need someone who can, a good public speaker. And that's exactly why the vice president is the bill. That's exactly why Oshomole is the bill. It took Tinubu almost a month to shop for somebody who can galvanize, his seat. And his candidacy, that's exactly what has happened. If you look at Shettima has spoken on behalf of Tinubu very well, has spoken. He's almost the last man standing for him. And you can see how he was delivering all those punches across board. So I'm looking for a situation where you're going to have a presidential debate, a free presidential debate. I don't see any of these presidential candidates that can still deal with Shettima. Because Shettima is eloquent, Shettima is extremely vast. He's vast in economy, he's vast in politics, and he's vast in sociology of the people. And so these are the things that you need, to win an election. What you have to understand, even the opposition agreed that Tinubu is a strategy. And they have gone to France, not to go and play, not to go and rest, but to go and kick over some of those strategies and see what is going to work for him. And we are just seeing it one after the other now.
All right.
Okay. It is clear. Once you put Tinubu on the ballot, you can be sure that he will deliver and he will win handsomely.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kashim. Now, finally, let me hear from Dr. Earlier on, you were alluding to the fact that Nigerians are looking more for candidates who will be able to fulfill their interests. Now, in the lineup to the 2023 elections, what do you think will be some of the determining factors? We have the APC, we have the PDP, and right now we're having the third force, which is the Labour Party. What will be the determining factors for the 2023 elections?
The number of new entrants into our political system. A lot of people are not taking it very seriously because they haven't understood how just the number one can actually change the direction of an election. And that's exactly what we are going to have. The people that are just entering now, I do not have any fear of the politicians that I know. My fear is about the new people that are entering into the political circle that I do not know. Nobody completely has understood their mindset. Nobody has completely understood their thinking pattern. Nobody has ever completely understood whether on the day of election, whether this new entrant will collect money. Nobody knows. So these are the people that will decide the direction. We are familiar. You see, it is the same set of people that have been voting since 1999. We have never had an opportunity where over 5 million people will enter into the net at the same time. It has never happened. So if you ask me, the thing that will determine the direction of our next election, and I'm going to tell you without mincing words, that it is these new young men and women that just entered into the process.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ojon, and of course, Dr. Akinreti Oladere Kashim for joining us on this conversation. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we switch to situations in Rwanda where the president has hinted on 2024 elections. We'll give you details after the break. Stay tuned.